Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So we had talk about higher knowledge. Now we're going to the aspect of the divine secret. But let me first tell you that with the knowledge that we have or in our possession, we are able to face the world, to defend our Almighty God, His honor and His exaltedness against the onslaught of those who did not believe in Him. We are exposed to the outside world. We are not enclosed within a perimeter. So all of you are trained to face the world. We are not talking to just specifically to Muslim or specifically to certain communities. What we learn, the knowledge is for the whole world. We are addressing the whole world with regard to the existence of one God and to worship Him. And we are ever ready for it. You can see our lecture is overall throughout the whole world. It's applicable to the whole world. It's not bound in a perimeter. In certain countries, they put perimeters. You can't go out. You go out, they branded you. They outcast you. You can't go out from the perimeter. And that reminds me of Christopher Columbus. The church say the world is flat. Columbus say it's round. Columbus say the world is round. The church say flat. At the end of the age of it, the ship will fall. You know. Columbus disagreed, he say round. And he was outcast by the church. And his body, when he died, was not allowed to be buried in the cemetery of the church. They won't allow. And I read after many years he died, they even dig up the grave and broke his bone, all that. He is considered outcast and so on. So, you see, like Zakir Naik, he go out to the world, expose himself to show Islam is the correct religion. You have to go out from the perimeter. But many countries, Islamic countries in the world, they capture their ummah within a perimeter, enclosure. You cannot go out. They control very rigidly. You'll be branded outcast. You go out from the perimeter. But you have to go out because the challenge is there, out there. That's why you can see even people from the village, from the dusun, from the village, who will go out to the town. So you see many the youngsters all come out from the villages or farming environment and go to the city There where the exposure, the experience, the knowledge, and a lot of things to learn out there. So we are the one with this knowledge. We are the one prepared to go out. We with this knowledge is not within a parameter. This knowledge is universal, applicable to the whole world. Because 124,000 prophets were sent to teach the Ummah to know one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and worship Him. So ours is a universal application, universal lesson, applicable to the whole world. This knowledge you cannot cap in parameter or enclosure. Okay? So, my companion, please have courage. You have the knowledge, teach it. Teach them. Teach this knowledge. And get this knowledge widespread to help the Ummah to go back to basic awaludin ma'rifatullah. Awaludin ma'rifatullah. Okay. So this is a knowledge which is higher level. I've personally had seen people searching for the meaning of wherever you turn, there is the continent. Is the manifest, is the hidden. They search for its meaning. They could not find. 10 years, 30 years, 40 years, can't find. I'm subtle and encompassing how great He is, how vast it is. But we had this knowledge, this higher knowledge, and we can explain in a simple term. Even a layman can understand. You don't need to have PhD or master's or degree. Simple person, simpleton can learn. Young boys over 10 years old and above can learn. This is knowledge that the Prophet taught their Ummah, who are all unbelievers, From unbelievers become the best Ummah. The best Ummah during that time. Okay. From unbelievers. So even this knowledge can reach unbelievers. Okay. So there's nothing, and I had passed this knowledge to 60 over non-Muslim, and they are very happy. Okay. So take heart about this, and have courage to face the missionary work. La ilaha illallah. There's only one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the first thing in religion is to know God. And that's what Rasulullah said. The foundation of religion is to know God. La ilaha illallah. Okay. So basically, that wrap up whatever I talked about the higher knowledge. Today we're going to talk about the secret, the divine secret. The first part is with regard to the life and death. You can see this verse. What is the life of this world but amusement and play? And look here. What is the life of this world but amusement and play? And you see another same verse. And nothing is the life of this world but a play and a passing delight. Another verse. The life of this world is but play and amusement. Now, for many, many years before I had this knowledge, or before I was given this knowledge, the impression was that we are having the amusement and play. We are having the amusement and play. Always you can hear the talk, hey, the life in this world is temporary, you know. So don't enjoy so much, you know. Better prepare yourself for the hereafter. So all the time we thought this verse is just for us to remind us that the world, the life in this world is temporary. Temporary. But it's not true. It's, you know, but many years we are under that impression. We are all these scholars say, hey, don't enjoy so much in this world, you know. Don't go for the world. No. This is temporary over there. But in actual fact, this play and amusement is the divine play and amusement, is not us. And therefore, with the current situation, a lot of questions was asked. Why should we play in this game? Why? We don't want to be born. We don't want to be created. We don't want to go to hell. See? Now the table turned. Now you're saying, oh, this is a, you know, you don't live, enjoy the worldly life. But now the interpretation is different. They are not talking about the worldly life. They are talking, why are we created? Why? Why I'm created a woman? Why I created handicapped? Why must I be created and to go to hell? These are the questions. To them, it's not question of amusement and play anymore. They don't want to play. They don't want to have amusement. They don't want to be born. This is a situation that is blossoming, you know, and they will come to us from the Western world. It will be introduced here, and you see the scholars will be perspiring, don't know what to say. Okay, and not only that, you see, so it's not human amusement and play, and that was the previous thought. Or even now, the Sharia people say, this world is not for you to enjoy, you know. But that is not the interpretation. The interpretation that the Sufis say, amusement and play is Allah amusement and play. We are the characters, the actors that have to play our part to his amusement and play. Our life is never amusement and play, it's tough. For the poor, for the addicts, for the handicapped, for the sick, and so on. Never amusement and play. Okay? So, it's God amusement and play, not us. So, one point to note, amusement and play refers to God, Allah's amusement and play, not human being amusement and play. Life is never amusement and play. And the start of life is we in the spirit world, alam roh or alam jiwa, the spirit worlds, all right? And of course, the soul are all 33 years old. Then the start is the door of birth. You can see the door of birth. We go up to the stage. The stage is a lifespan here, right? We make the stages, the lifespan between them easy. So we have to go on, live according to the lifespan given, okay? There is not an animal in the earth, no flying creature flying on two wings, but there are people like unto you. This is the thing. Look, when the spirit come down from the spirit world and took their script, every one of them, from the Loh Mahfuz. Not all become mankind. Some become animals. Some become trees. Some become insects. Some become fish and whatnot. So you see, they are people like on same like us. The spirit enter, they got the role to be insect, animal, mankind. And we have learned behind it is the essence, and behind it is the continent. Okay, even the genes, the genie, also is a performance by the spirit. They come in and they had this uniform of the jinn, Satan, and they have to perform. Of course, the costume of Satan is made from fire, and our costume made from earth, wind, fire, and water, 4 elements. And then we have the insects, the animals. They have their own uniforms, so they have to act. Okay, but behind all this, these are the souls that come down from the spirit world, took their script from the Loh Mahfuz or the grand design, and then they have to act as trees, insects, fish, animal, mankind, Satan, and so on. Okay, and if you can accept that, then you can accept why Allah is willing to forgive Iblis for all the sin he had created. Remember in Gospel Barnabas, Jesus prayed to God, forgive Iblis and his brood. And Allah said, yes, I'll forgive them if they only say, oh God, please forgive me, I've sinned to you. See, as easy as that. Well, if you can understand that they have to act, and they got the script to be Satan, to be jinn. That is their script. So they say we cannot influence people unless you have given, allocate them to us. But they knew that they have to act within the script. So you don't see all the people in the world taking drugs. Only those that allocated by Allah or demarcated by Allah to be drug addicts, they will be the one. And that's where the Iblis and the Satan have a say to them. But to those others, they have no power. They also have to play their role. Okay? And not only Allah created that, you see, He also created everything, and determined its nature in accordance with His own design. So the water is soft, the iron is strong, the wood is not strong as iron and all that. He created this, determined the shape and the design. And all these creations are just like us. They have their soul, they have their life, and so on. Okay. And also, God created the soul, the sense, the flesh, time, goods, honor. All these are creations. Okay. And not only that, hearing, sight, even the spiritual heart, these are all creation. God can give you the sight, take back. Give you the hearing, can take back. Can give vision to your spiritual heart, can take it back. It is all creation. Apart from Allah, everything else are creation. That is Allah, your Lord. There is no God but He, the creator of all things. All are creatures, all are creations, all. And they have to play their part according to the role given to them by the grand design, Law Mahfuz. Okay. So you can see here, the soul then get their script from the Law Mahfuz, the grand design, and so that will be their role play. And what is the role play? Mankind, animal, insect, trees, and other. But you see, look at that. Soul like us. Soul that come down from the spirit world. Soul. And then once they go into Law Mahfuz, they are given the role. All that role. But they are the same soul like us, beginning. The initial stage, they are like us. Soul and the spirit world, same like us. But when they are given their script, they become different. Animals, insect, trees, others like water, iron, stone, wood, and so on. Okay. So they are given their role, and then so the question is, so the stage is for all creations, okay? Not only mankind. You think you are mankind is acting in this world. Even the trees acting. Even the insects acting. Even the animals acting. But behind that all they have the soul, the spirit, and all acting. So if you have followed my argument here, later on we see. So when we are resurrected, or when we died, so how the soul, the spirit, will the original spirit release back to the alam barzakh? Because the spirit that enters into the world have to act according to the role given. So even the features of the soul also have to be in accordance to the costume. If you are a dog, you are a dog. You're man, you're a man. But once this spirit are released from the uniform, they are back to the old spirit, the old shape, and they rest in the alam barzakh, the barzakh world state. And then when they are resurrected, this is a good point. I just will come to this. When they are resurrected, when the soul are resurrected, Allah said, I'm giving you a new body. Now, are they resurrected as animal? That is unfair. Are they going to be resurrected as horses? Unfair. Are they going to be resurrected as trees? Unfair. And we resurrected as mankind. What about them? They are also the soul like us, have to act in this world. And that is why Allah says, I'm giving you a new body. And that is the uniform. A uniform features for all. So even these souls who were animals will be resurrected with this uniform, like a sin. We can call it uniform of paradise. All of them. No more resurrected as trees, animal, no. They too will enjoy paradise after have to act to play their part in the divine scroll, in the divine drama. Okay, that is how fair Allah is. Everyone, and there will be no connection between us. All 33 years old, no grandfather, no grandmother, nothing. All 33. and sexless. Remember, when our spirit, before enter into the child body, they are sexless. No sex, male or female. But when they enter the body of the child, then they become male or female. So when they come out from the body, again, no sex, sexless. And therefore, the uniform that will be given for all creation will be one uniform for all and sexless. And that's why you see in the Quran that in paradise there is no birth. No birth. And the paradise, so there is no menses, whatnot, nothing. And the paradise, there is no going to toilet, all that, nothing. Okay? But we all come out all with one uniform of paradise. Okay? So we continue, but we're coming back to that point later. So before birth, right? And this is where Allah introduced himself to us. Am I not your Lord? And we say, yes. So you are given this introduction, so you won't say that, you are not given, you didn't know who your Lord is, so you are not worshiping him. No excuse. Yeah, so he introduced himself to you. And you cannot say you're following your descendant, so you cannot be blamed. No, every spirit or every soul had been introduced to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The question is, does this apply to the jinn? Yes. The jinn also is given this knowledge. Why? Let me show you. Allah said, I created the jinn and humankind only that they might worship me. But look at Ibn Abbas' interpretation. He said, I created the jinn and humankind only that they might worship me. Meaning, I created the jinn and humankind only to know me. Ma'rifatu. To know me. See the interpretation of Ibn Abbas. Very famous Islamic interpreter. And he says, the verse, I created the jinn and humankind only that they might worship me, I created the jinn and humankind only to know me. You must know him before you worship him. So even the jinn, they also must have this knowledge of God. And you can see there's a verse in the Quran, I didn't use it here, that Allah will be just saying, will fill the hell with jinn and mankind. So they also will be punished. But they have to know Allah. I'm just saying it. No? So the birth, the costume. And this is a costume for mankind. Okay? And this costume is a lifeless body. You see the body of the child is lifeless until the soul went in and life was given. Okay, so you see the lifeless, you see Stalin, Lenin, the lifeless was still around. The costume still around. But of course, defective, cannot be used. You see Kim Jong, Mo Zedong, same. The body is still around. Or this Kim Jong-2, the body is still around. It's a costume. Costume. Why people revert it? I don't understand. Just costume. A torn and tattered costume. You know? And Pharaoh also, say Pharaoh. Same also. Okay. So Noah equal the living and the dead. God causes whomever he will to hear, but you cannot make those in the grave hear. So there is a very clear verse which says, you can't talk people in the grave. Of course you can, because in the grave are uniform. Your costume only, the torn and tattered costume, no soul, no spirit, nothing, no life, nothing, just a torn and tattered uniform in the grave. But they revert, you see. I show you, torn and tattered. Kim Jong-il, Mao Zedong, Stalin and Lenin, Pharaoh, all these are costume, defective costume that you buried. And of course, how can you talk to that? The costume. It doesn't have sight, no hearing, no voice, nothing. That's costume. Okay? So the question is, so do we have torture? Do we have torture whilst in the grave? What torture? The grave, people talk about, wow, you'll be tortured in the grave, they will ask you questions, you're tortured. Wow. Why don't you see that torture at Kim Jong-il or Pharaoh in the museum, or Mao Zedong, or Lenin, or Stalin? Why don't you see this? And not only that, you see, do all the soul emanating from the realm of soul become mankind? No. As you can see here, the form, mankind, animals, insects, trees, and others. Okay. So you talk about human being, all the time human being. You see, the creations that Allah created is not only to be human being, also to animal, insect, trees, and others. Okay, and these people also will be tortured in the grave. No such thing. And this torturing in the grave is not found in Torah, it's not found in the Bible, nothing. And not only that, even the school of Maliki, Wahhabi, Salafi do not accept this, because they buried bodies side by side inside the hole. Every day they are in the hole. They don't see any torture. They reject. Okay. And what about those that become animals, trees? Are they being asked also? Okay. So be careful. Have clear mind. And always respect Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is not one that tortured his servant. No, not at all. You look at the book of life, the script. It's a script. Okay. We have bound each human being destiny to his neck. So that is our life story. But those endued with knowledge and faith will say, you will carry, you will act according to this Allah decree, this book, right, to the day of resurrection. And this is lifeline, storyline, as Achong always says, storyline. This is a storyline. You will live according to the storyline until the day of resurrection. Storyline. Okay. So here, does this apply to all creation? Yes. You come out from the spirit world, you enter into Lawh Mahfuz, you got your script as trees, you become trees. So you become tree until you die. Then your soul or spirit is released, you enter the realm of Berserk, and then later on, you'll be resurrected with new body. New body, okay. See here? So there, you tell the book of life. Mankind have book of life, animals have book of life, insects, trees, and others, okay. So amusement and play. So you can see from young until old, yeah, also the time spent. You can see here, he brought you forth as infant and allowed you to reach maturity. Then he let you grow old, and some died, and reach your appointed term so that you may reflect. And you see, last time the World War I and II, wow, terrible. People were so affected by it very much. But now, nothing. It's gone. That story gone. That part of the film gone already. No more. Holocaust, no more. Now a new film come out. A new segment come out. Okay? Our great-grandfather gone. Now it's ours. And the show gone. The divine show gone. Okay? And that is why when people die, you feel the vacuum. Suddenly there's a vacuum. Because when you say, hey, last time this guy always with us. Now he's no longer with us. There's a vacuum. And this vacuum will later pass away. No more vacuum. Another thing come out. A new thing appear, taking over. So life goes on no matter what happens. We may live, we may die, but life still goes on. Our great-grandfather gone, our grandfather gone, our father gone. Now it's our turn. We gone, our children turn. It will go on. It's Allah, amusement and pray. Okay? Not us. So this also applies to all creations. All. You can see one time a lot in Malaysia, rubber trees. And then suddenly part of rubber tree become palm oils. Okay? And later on you found out a lot was demolished and you have developments coming up. There's changes. Changes is a sign of God power. God power. That's why there are changes. It's not static. Okay? So all this apply to all creationists. You can see just now, the creation are just like you, affected by the changes. Okay? And the end of the play is the book of life is finished. You died. The end. Hence God peace upon him. God peace was upon him on the day when he was born and on the day of his death. So verily the death from which you flee will surely meet you. Then you'll be sent back to Allah. Okay, we return to him. The question, does this apply to all creation? Yes. Trees died, insects died, animals died, fish died. Yes. Game over. They are also creation like us. And they have soul, the soul. And their soul, the same with our soul and the spirit world before we come down. When they die, the soul are released. Same too, when we die, our soul are released and back to the original form. Okay. But the point is, but Allah never delays a soul when it's come, it's appointed time. I mean, if you die, that's it. Not 1 minute early, not 1 minute late. You die punctually finished. There is no delay, there is no early or late, punctual. But the question is, when we die very punctual, life is taken from us. Our spirit world is in the Berserk. Again, I repeat, when we die, when you listen carefully, when we die, our spirit release goes to the realm of Berserk. Allah say, not a minute late, not a minute early, we enter the Berserk and cannot come out. Then, if that is true, then how come the deceased is still sighted in the house? See? Why people still see the deceased? Is that a ghost? Is that the soul in the house? But Allah said, no. When he died, not a minute early, not a minute late, his soul or spirit has already entered the Berserk World, they cannot come back. It's a partition, they cannot come back. So what are those sightings in the house? They saw the deceased image still there. Who? And look at this. The cat. The Malaysian cat has been visiting her owner's grave every day for the past 2 years. How the cat knew that was the owner's grave? Of course, no more smell, is 6 feet under and rotten already. So how did the cat knew? To come back to the situation, everything is creation, including memory. And a memory that lingers on. And that memory lingers at the grave. And that memory that attracted the cat. My point is that memory look like us, have the shape, features like us. And that is why the cat saw and he knew the memory lingers there, that the owner is there. Similarly, the memories linger in the house, in our shape, you know. So that's why people thought it's the ghost or the soul. No, the memory. And some of this memory enter into a child. And the child talk of he was born previous life, have children, wife, and died. It's the memory enter into the child body and dictate the previous life. It dictated the previous life. Memory. And when we die, Allah say, look to your book of life. Okay? And there we can see our memory there. So what I'm saying, it can be that our memory look like us. Otherwise, how can the cat knew it was there? Because the body already decayed. How did the cat know? Or also we see, people see memories, people see this, the deceased form in the house. Many of these stories come back as if come back, you know, in the house. But we read, Allah say, once you die precisely at a precise time, there's no delay. Your soul or spirit is already in the Berserk World, and there's a partition, you cannot come out. Then who are those things that you see that look like the person who died? That is the memory. And that's how the cat knew that the owner is in the grave 6 feet under. Okay, and for 2 years been coming back. So the memories, they still linger. So when a person, a husband or wife died, when she entered into the room where she sat, the master bedroom, she sat with her husband, the memory is there, so strong, the memory is there. And she just could not take it and cry and break down because the memory is there. Strong memory. Yeah. I remember I always send my friend back to his place in Singapore. Every time I enter his area, I say, hey, how come many times I send you, I enter your place, I feel very melancholy, very sad. Why? They say, hey, you know, this place last time was leprosy village. People who had leprosy will be dumped in this village and left to die. They won't come back to take, and they will live in this village until they die, and so they live a melancholy life. But after many years, the place has been developed into a state. Yet when I went in, I could feel the sadness, memory. Okay. So the memory that we left behind, to my opinion, look like us. That's why the cat can recognize it, even though we can't see, the cat could see the memory. So once we enter the Berserk World, when we died there, the first door blue, second door, first door yellow, second door blue, and the third door is white. First, second, you can return the third door in Khan. That's the final. Behind those who died, there is a barrier. That is called Berserk. Berserk means barrier. And behind that barrier, they shall wait. So when we died, we all went there. All the spirit went there and cannot come out. Okay? Until the day when you are resurrected. Stay there. So who are those things? Who are those that appear like us in the house or anywhere? In my opinion, those are the memory, our memory that look like us. Okay? Then, what we do in the Berserk? We sleep. And mind you, I went major operation and I slept 9.5 hours because they used anesthetic to me. I slept 9.5 hours operation. I don't know anything. I wake up, I was already in the bed, hospital bed. 9.5 hours disappear just like that. You don't feel, you don't know anything. Same here. We go into the Berserk world and we sleep. And that's where, when we are resurrected, we say, oh, woe unto us who has roused us from our sleep. We sleep. Okay. We sleep. So we rest there, transit, waiting for resurrection. Where do all the non-mankind soul upon death return to? So the soul that return back to Berserk will be the original soul that come down from the realm of spirit before we were born, come back. And the soul, that soul is the same like our soul in the Berserk world, okay, until resurrection. Then Armageddon, and the horn will be blown, and whoever is in the heaven and whoever is on the earth will fall dead except whom Allah wills. This is the first Armageddon. Okay? And then they argue with me, say there is no second Armageddon. If you know second Armageddon, then we are eternal. So we are equal to God because eternal. There is no second death. We are eternal. We don't die. Cannot be. He's the first, he's the last. So we have to die. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. From him to him we return. If we didn't die after the first Armageddon, there is no return to him. Okay? So this we talk about, Allah talk is the first Armageddon, when the horn will be blown, whoever in heaven died, except whom Allah wills. So that is the first Armageddon. There are some still alive. Okay? In my opinion, like the 8 angel holding the throne, they may be alive. All that is on earth or heaven, you see, so earth and heaven will perish. So those in Siratul Muntaha, the water under the Arash, the throne and the veil of light, still there. Okay, and the angel that hold the throne, still there. Only the 7 heaven and earth gone. That's the first Armageddon. First Armageddon. Then we all died, then resurrection. Then it will blown again. The horn will be blown, and once they'll be standing, looking on, we are resurrected. Okay. On the day when the trumpet is blown, everyone in the heaven and the earth will be horrified, except whomever God will, and everyone will come before him in humility. Okay. So after the Armageddon, resurrected, we come for the day of judgment. They will say, we stayed for a day or part of a day, us of those who keep count of this. So we don't know how long we'll be sleeping in the Berserk world. And you see our great-grandfather, how long he's sleeping. All right. We see this Christopher Columbus or Einstein, how long he's sleeping. But we thought it's just a few days only. Okay? And now indeed you have come unto us in a lonely state. You go to Allah on the day of resurrection, all alone. Everything, the bonding all no more there. Your bond all gone. Even as we created you in the first instant, you have left behind you all that we gave to you. Everything left behind. You come as plain as that. Okay. And all the bond between you and your earthly life are now severed, gone. And all your former fancies have forsaken you. No more fancy, nothing, no assumption. You're just plain human being resurrected with a new body, and you're facing the judgment day. One day the earth will change to different earth. You are resurrected on a different earth. And so will be the heaven. And men will be marshaled forth before Allah. And so here, what he says, do this apply to non-mankind soul? Yes, they were resurrected into a new body. And that body is a uniform body. You can see here. They are people like unto you. They are same like us. Okay? They have soul. So when they're resurrected, their soul will be resurrected. I see. Allah will bring it into being one more time, into being. That means all of us will be created again one more time. As a being, not as animal or what, or trees, no, as a being. Okay? He originated the creation. Then Allah will bring it into being one more time. Okay? And that will be the uniform body that everybody will have. Okay? So here, will this be a one uniform body for all, including non-mankind soul? Yes. The greatness of Allah, everyone deserves paradise for acting terribly well in the world. They are given paradise. Some become trees for 100 years. Some become animals. Some become plants, and so on. All deserve reward from Allah. They are all humankind. They are like us, humankind. As Allah says, the word say, where is it? Where just now? They are like you, right? They are like you, Allah says just now. Anyway. So they too will enjoy paradise. On that day, the people emerge in droves to be shown their works. So we see all our acting in the world will be shown to us, okay? The judgment. With us, a record unfailing. For everything they did is in the script. Everything in the script, you follow the script. All will then be informed of what they have sent forth and left behind, what we have done, all that we told to us. And every one of them will come to him singly on the day of judgment. There's no more born brother, sister, grandmother, no more. They'll find everything they ever did laid in front of them. There's the memory. Your Lord will not be unjust to anyone. Neither your kinfolks nor your children will be any use to you on the day of resurrection. He will separate you out because everybody 33 years old. There's no more bond, no more relationship, nothing. Okay. Most surely you will be raised from the dead, and then most surely you will be made to understand what you did. We'll see our memory, which is like an open book. On that day, will men be informed with deed, both the earlier and the later. Every man's face will have fastened on his own neck. That's why when you're born, our destiny is already tied on our neck. And on the day of judgment, we have to look at that book that on the neck. We shall bring out for him a scroll that which will he see spread over. So that book on our neck, that will be open to us. It's already there because you can see just now, everything is in the script. Read your scroll or your script. This day you suffice to take account of yourself. So we see what went on. Our memory tells us what we did. And then everybody have to have a chance to go paradise. A paradise as vast as the heaven and the earth. Okay? no vain talk will they hear in that paradise, no any lie. Now, I want to here again to tell you. Unfortunately, many of you have not experienced the world of bliss or alam sakinah, the world of bliss. Alam sakinah. The world of bliss is when you enter it, you enter this, you can feel the nearness to Allah. As a result, you know, you don't want anything else. The beauty, the grandeur, the greatness that you feel in the alam sakinah or the world of bliss is so great that you don't want anything else, just to be with him. You feel holistic, you feel so good being with him all the time. Okay. And this feeling, I can say maybe not even 10% of the feeling that you will be in paradise. Paradise, you can feel Allah greatness and all that more, much more nearer than what you feel when you're this alam sakinah or the world of bliss. Even though you are that far in the world of bliss or alam sakinah, you feel so good, so nice, so beautiful to feel the nearness of God. You don't want nothing else. And that's why they say in paradise, this is the best reward you can get, to feel the nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you have felt that, you know that you don't care what in paradise they have this beautiful woman, they have this, you don't care, because you have reached that loftiness of being near to God. You can feel him. You don't want nothing else, just to be near to him. And that is the bliss world or the alam sakinah. So I hope you can understand what I'm saying, because when you enter paradise, hey, don't talk about why you want this, you want that. You are not bothered, because you can feel the Allah presence so great. And that is the greatest thing that one will want. Don't want anything else. Okay? So therefore you can see no vain talk, no lie, because everybody is so close to Allah. You feel so good, so holistic, so, I can tell you what, but also undefiled. This angel, they say there's a woman called Bidadari in the paradise. They will be undefiled. We won't touch them because the nearness to God is there. And because of that, to see this woman in paradise called this beautiful woman, Bidadari, you may not want to look at her. You feel shy because you are near to Allah. And you can see, because of that, no soul can imagine what delight are kept in store for them as reward. You don't care about this delight. The nearness of God, that is the best reward you can get. And everyone got it. You're not bothered very much about the reward in paradise or the woman in paradise. Awaiting for them, I've sought for that which eyes have never seen, nor even heard by any ears, nor even their heart can ever imagine. These are taught to attract the unbelievers, the wayward during the Rasulullah time, to embrace Islam. Look, the paradise, you get this reward, you get that, to attract them. But in actual fact, when you enter paradise, you feel so good to be near God. You're not bothered about anything else. But Allah sent this commandment that there's a lot of things taught for them, all very good things, just to attract them, the wayward, to come back, to become believers. Okay? And here also, the Isaac, the prophet, say, the eyes of men have not seen, his ear have not. It's about paradise, to attract these people. But as I said, if you have been to this world of bliss or the Alam Sakina, you feel so good to be with Allah. You're not bothered about Allah. Even you are shy to look at women. Even at the beginning when I got it, I even can't look at a woman. It's just too shy, and that's why Rasulullah said, shyness is part of Iman. Yes. You're not bothered. And so when you are in paradise, you're so close to Allah. You're not bothered. But Allah give in all this to attract those waywards during the prophet time to come back to follow him. And for those who are blessed, they shall abide in the garden as long as the heaven and the earth endure, as long as the heaven and earth endure. That means you stay there until the paradise collapse, you are gone. Yeah, until one day the paradise also collapse, then you are gone. And this time all will perish, and he's the last. He's the second Armageddon. Okay. And of all, he says, he's the one who created you from clay and specified a term for you and another fixed time. See, when you created you died, there's another time, that is when you resurrected, you enter to paradise, there's another time waiting for you, and that is the second Armageddon. Everybody gone that time. Okay. Inna lillahi wa inna rajiun. To Allah we belong, and to him is our return. He had no beginning, nor will he ever have an end. But to everything had he given a beginning, and to everything he shall give an end. Okay. So everything will be destroyed. There's a second Armageddon. Save his container. That is second Armageddon. The first Armageddon, there's still something still survive. Second one, all gone. Okay. They will not taste death therein except the first death. So we all in the paradise, we won't taste death anymore because we have died. We just perish, disappear. Okay? Disappear, gone, disappear. No more life, gone, disappear. No more. Okay. And he's back square one. He's alone again. Okay. I am the last. So that basically I want to pass the secret behind life and death. Next week we'll go into the future, the secret of the future. We'll go through, and then also we can follow from that the secret of the divine play. We will see later. So next week, inshallah, we talk on the secret of the future. Okay, this today is the secret behind life and death. Okay, so this today end the lecture today, and we back to Bayu, and if give us time, we will try to achieve enlightenment again.
Ya, baik. Terima kasih Ustadz. Alhamdulillah sahabat semuanya. Baru kita simak sekitar dari Ustadz. Seperti biasa malam hari ini ada enlightenment ya Ustadz ya?
Ya.
Ya, oke. Baik. Silakan Ustadz.
Okay. Now we again try to, because you see, I want, inshallah, with God blessing, I want you all to feel the like an earthquake shaking of like an earthquake as a result of you feeling the existence of Allah, like earthquake hitting you, and you will change to a better person, holistic, more God-fearing, and so on. Okay? That the shaking of the soul or the heart will bring you back. So I'm just trying to help. Look, you see the picture here. You see a person looking at something dark, all in front of you, very dark. But you have learned behind the darkness is Him, and the darkness is His manifestation. And behind the manifestation is the container. Okay? So is the manifest, is the hidden. Like you see this one. There's no ghost, just growth, and behind the growth is our sun playing ghost. Okay? So the form is a ghost, but actually it's just growth, and behind it is our sun. So same, you see, you have the knowledge like this. You see, you know, it's your sun behind it. Same when you there looking before you, all darkness. You know that darkness is not dark. There is the essence, and behind that is the container, the knowledge. So when you see there, it's like this. When you look at it, you know you are looking at the form behind the essence and the container. So when you see something like that, you know that behind all these are the container. Wherever you turn, there is his container. Okay, so thou was heedless of this. Okay, thou were heedless of this, and now we have removed thy veil, and sharp is thy sight today. So once you understood this, you can see something behind that darkness, and that something is container. Okay, so you see here, and you see their eyes overflowing with the tears for what they recognize of the truth. What is the truth? Behind all that is the container looking at you. So when you look at darkness like this, you know you are looking at a container. And therefore, I'm seeing you, Allah. I'm seeing you. That's what I want. I want you to, when you see something in front of you, annihilate it, perish it, and you know you are looking at him, is contained. There's no two ways about it. Even though you can't see, but you know he's there because you believe God exists. So when you annihilate everything before you, even though you don't see anything, you know he's there because you believe God exists and you're looking at him. I'm seeing you, oh Allah. And I want you to feel he's looking at you, even though you can't see him. And you know you are looking at him, even though you can't see him. Because he exists. Unless you say he doesn't exist, then you are not believers. If you are believers, then you know he exists. So even though everything before you disappear, you know, even though you don't see anything, you know he's there. Behind all that emptiness also creation, manifestation is there. The manifest and the hidden is behind it. So when you annihilate all this before you, okay, and you come to a point you don't see anything, please, you are believers. You are unbelievers, free thinker, atheist, I don't mind. But you're Muslim, you're believers, you believe Allah exists. So when you see nothing, you know it's there. But He can show you. He show you be destroyed. Moses wanted to see Him and only see the light, His light, gone, fainted, and the mountain destroyed. Just the light, gone. The mountain gone. Moses fainted. We can't. His power too great. Okay. But you know that emptiness that you see when you annihilate everything become empty, behind that is Him. Because you believe He exists. You're a believer. So you have to, with certainty in your heart, say, yo, I know you there, oh Lord. I know you are there. I know. And the truth will dawn on you, and you will cry. Then when that happens, you turn around, you see His continent encompassing all. I want that kind of reaction happen to you, and you will change for the better. But then you wake up. You will wake up from your slumber. You will no longer blind. First time in your life, you are shaken up through the realization of the truth that Allah exists. Tell yourself, Allah exists. So how can I see emptiness? It's there, behind that. It's there, looking at you. Okay. And you say, oh, I'm seeing you, but I'm seeing you. Feel His existence, His greatness, His infiniteness. Feel it. He's there because you are believers. He's there. It cannot be empty. But He can't show you Himself, but He's behind that, looking at you. Remember, Moses wanted to see just His light on it. The mountain destroyed. Moses fainted. You can't. So, but you know, when you annihilate everything, this you perish it. You know, behind that emptiness is looking at you, because you believe He exists, and you can't annihilate Him. He's eternal. So you know He's behind that facade, empty facade. It's there. Okay? It's there. Because how do you know it's there? Because you're Muslim. Because you're believers. Because you believe He exists. So there cannot be emptiness. There must be Him behind it. Because He exists. He exists. Okay? So even you see emptiness, you know, behind it is Him. Looking at it, it's just a one-way mirror. He's looking at you, and you looking at Him, but you can't see Him, but He's seeing you. Feel it. Feel it. Everywhere you turn, all this that before you are like one-way mirror. He's looking at you. Looking at you. Okay? These are His manifestations, and He's behind it. It's just like you're looking at the iceberg, but behind the iceberg is the water. Behind the icebergs is water. You look at iceberg, you turn around, you see iceberg, iceberg everywhere. But behind it is the water. Same here. You know He exists. So when you turn around, you see all this like iceberg. Behind is Him. Behind it is Him. These are manifestations, and He hides behind it. Looking at you. Looking at you. behind his manifestation. There cannot be emptiness because you believe he exists, you're a believer. So cannot be empty means no God, no, he exists. You know, and that's where you feel existent and you start crying. Tears will fall to your cheek because you've seen the truth. What is the truth? He exists and encompasses all. He's behind this facade. What you see behind is him. Is the manifest, is the hidden. Okay. And hopefully with this, some of you will be shaken to the core and could feel his existence. Okay. With that, I hope you ponder what I've said. I beg to Bayu, and I pray that God will lead you to find the truth and accept that he exists and he encompasses all behind everything that you see. If this realization comes to you, inshallah, you will feel the truth and the changes, good changes will come to you. That is my final parting word. Inshallah, we see each other next week. Back to Bayu.